This video is so overdue, but I finally have it compiled because it took me a minute to figure this out. But these were my most complimented fragrances of 2023. And as you all know, last year was a big year for me in fragrance. So this list was, hard to do. But I got my 15 and we're gonna talk about it. Let's get on into it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. The Santa Maria here. Yes, we're doing my 15 most complimented fragrances from 2023, aka last year. Now this list is not ranked because then this video never would have happened. That just would have been too much. But alas, these were the scents that period they pulled in the compliments. They just did what they need to do, and they are essentially something for every season. And these are all scents that I'm still enjoying to this day, and I will be continuing to wear these. But of course, lipstick of the day today, everyone. I went in with MAC Soar because I'm feeling kind of purple, and here it is, MAC Soar. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, details on the look will be in the description box so you don't have to look for it. Next up, we have fragrance of the day. This is one I almost forgot about. I had to pull it out of the back of the collection, and this is from Bond Number 9, and this is Bond Number 9's Queens. This is like tuberose. This is a tuberose and osmanthus scent is what it is, and I'm enjoying it. Very nice. I need to do your dedicated review, but I'll be playing you some more for this year, and hey, you never know, you might make the most complimented list for next year. And that again is Bond Number 9's Queens. And now let's get into these 15 fragrances that brought in the compliments last year. Let's start out with a veteran. This made last year's list, to be fair, and this is Bond Number 9's Noita. Yes, Noita, the one with the pretty lips on the bottle is what it is. It's the tangerine and the freesia note in here. Now, what's funny about this scent is that this one is not one of my favorites per se. It's not necessarily in my top, I would say top 5. It's not in my top 5 bonds. It's in my top 10, but not my top 5. However, this one is a certified magnet, and to this day, this one is still my most complimented bond. I don't know why that is, but hey, it works on my body chemistry. And this one is particularly a hit in warmer weather, so spring, summertime. So alas, it had to make the list again for 2023, and that again is Bond Number 9's Noita. Bonus, the dedicated review is already up on the channel, so if you want to know more about Noita, definitely watch the dedicated review. Bond Number 9's Noita. Next up, we have another veteran to the most complimented list, so you've going 2 for 2. This is from Tom Ford, and this is Tom Ford's Bitter Peach. As I've told y'all before in other videos, unpopular opinion when it comes to Bitter Peach versus Lost Cherry, which I do have a versus video up actually about that. Bitter Peach is actually better because the longevity, how it projects, and to me it's just a massive compliment magnet. But alas, let's talk about the compliment. This is a boozy peach fragrance. Dedicated review is already up on the channel as well. But alas, it's something about how it's a sweetness, the booziness, and it works on my skin. This has consistently been a summertime date night scent for me because it just works. Of course, bonus, since we were dating and now going into marriage, the head elf loves this scent on me, so that's why it makes the date night list. But even outside of that, when I wear it around others, when we're out socializing, going to events, this scent turns heads. It never fails. So that's why Tom Ford's Bitter Peach had to make the list, y'all. Next up, we have another veteran, and this one is from Guerlain, and this is Mon Guerlain. There's something about this fragrance that no matter what, this is signature scent worthy. If I had a signature scent, it would absolutely be considered. It's the lavender and vanilla in this that it just works. It's done in this very elegant and very feminine way that I really enjoy this scent, particularly in the springtime. So since that's when I wear it most, that's also when I put in the most compliment. Class in a bottle, particularly lavender done in a very feminine way, which is very rare. It doesn't happen often. That's why this one has a staple place in my collection. And most importantly, it pulled in the compliments. So Guerlain's Mon Guerlain, and let me emphasize the EDP version. Yes, the Eau de Parfum version. This is the one. Full dedicated review on Mon Guerlain is also already up on the channel, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. The next fragrance I want to talk about that was a magnet. This one is an OG now too, because I'm still shocked at how many compliments this fragrance pulls in. This is from Mugler, and this is from the Alien line, and this is Alien Goddess Intense. And prior to the whole Alien Goddess line, I had never been into the Alien lineup. I had the original Alien Goddess, and then I picked up the Intense when it came out like a year later. It's the Amber and the Jasmine in this one. It's something about it. It warms up on the skin. This was another summertime compliment magnet because this is one would wear it out, particularly sitting at patios, rooftops, and whatnot. People will walk by and be like, "What do you have on?" Particularly like friends and whatnot. They know I switch up my fragrances and things, but this one would get questions like, "Okay, now what is this one?" I've written it down before too, and text message, "Hey girl, I bought this scent." So that's fine. Hey, we don't gatekeep. We share for a reason. You ask me, I will tell you. But alas, yes, Alien Goddess, the intense version. I gotta admit, the Alien Goddess intense version is superior to the Alien Goddess version, especially when we're talking about in terms of compliments. Gotta give it this respect. So yes, Alien Goddess intense. Happy to have you back on the list. Now this next one stole the show. It was a 2023 release, and when this one came out, it broke the internet essentially, and people are still talking about this scent to this day, and it's worth it, especially for compliment factor. This is from Kayali, and this is Kayali the Wedding Silk Santal. This is the best Kayali fragrance. Like, it just is, and it was limited edition, so that further adds to the mystique and the wow factor of it. But no, seriously, this is still good, because at this point, this fragrance came out almost a year ago. We're almost there, so we're about at the 9-month mark, I think, and this is still talked about. This is still pulled out, so it's not one of the things of, oh, it was a new release, everybody talked about it when it first came out, and then that was it. No, we're still talking about it, we're still wearing it, we're still loving this scent. Most importantly, this one was gorgeous. It was gorgeous to the masses. So it was pleasant to wear for myself, but it was also pleasant to wear around those in my scent bubble, because everybody was like, that is delicious. It is so creamy. It had a sparklingness, a slight fruitiness to it, but of course, in true Kayali fashion, it was a vanilla. And it did what it needed to do. So this was a nice warm weather vanilla. So that's why I enjoyed this one as well. It wasn't a cold weather vanilla. Definitely one you could wear outside when it's like 75, 80 degrees. So I enjoyed this one for that reason and during that time. So again, Kayali's The Wedding Silk Santal had to be on this list. And speaking of wedding, I had to put my actual wedding scent on here as a most complimented fragrance, because it literally did get compliments on my wedding day, and that is Parfums de Marly Valaya. Because for the new L's that don't know, but of course the old L's do know, I was a 2023 bride, and this was my wedding scent. So yes, Valaya. This was a scent, yes, it was a 2023 release, but this is one, it stole the show, because I remember sampling it when it first came out, and I was like, oh, whatever. Let that texture dry down. The scent got stronger the longer it sat, and I was like, whoa. Wore it on skin. This one projects and leaves a trail like no other, and it turns heads. It's feminine, but also it's woody, because there's like Akagaya wood in this one, but it brings people in, and their white peach note, gorgeous, delicate, but with still some oomph. And I was like, okay, that's the vibe I'm going for. I want to be breathtaking, want to be gorgeous, but still with a little punch with it. And yes, Valaya did what it needed to do on the wedding day. It stole the show. It definitely enhanced the day. So I absolutely had to put Parfums de Marly Valaya on this list, because it did get compliments on one of the most memorable days forever. Next up, one of the most unsung hero Killian fragrances, but this one, ooh, it is beautiful on skin, and most importantly, for the sake of this video, it is beautiful for those around you. And this is Killian's Woman in Gold. This one actually is more of a transitional scent to me. So think winter going into spring, because this is a vanilla and tonka bean type of scent, but then there's also like a citrus opening to it. Woman in Gold is the scent for you. And I gotta add too, this is one of the longer lasting Killians. Gotta put that out there too. This is one I had samples of, decants, and then I officially upgraded the bottle last year, but I've been rocking with this scent for a minute. And since I deemed it full bottle worthy, so I could wear it more, spray it more, wear it out to more events, do what it needs to do, it turned heads in 2023. So the last Killian's Woman in Gold. Again, unsung hero in the world of Killian. For my ladies, definitely check this one out, because, whoo, again, citrus, tonka, vanilla, yes, it works. Killian's Woman in Gold, y'all. Now this next one absolutely wins it in the unique factor, because nothing else up here in my collection at all smells like this. And this is from Navages Parfums, and this is Ambrosia Imperial. This scent came out, I want to say it was like spring, right before we got into summer last year. And I remember it came out, one of my lovely elves sent me a decant of it, so I was able to try it. And once I tried the decant, y'all know the story, I ordered it shortly after full bottle. It was immediately full bottle worthy, like there was no hesitation, I ordered it. And I still have my decant that I take in my purse when I travel, or when I'm on a trip or something, I still take it with me. So that's why my bottle is still pretty much intact, but most importantly to the juice. This is banana, it's like caramel, there's saffron in here. The main reason this scent is so unique is because it has that banana note in it. So this one was a staple during this summertime. Like, I wore the decant out, and since of course the fragrance end up getting an upgrade. Now this is one too. The longevity in this is insane. It lasts for hours and hours and hours. This is one that is a heavy hitter essentially, and I'm still shocked at how heavy of a hitter it is. But to be fair, it is an extrait de parfum, but please believe the rumors are true. Ambrosia Imperial was absolutely worth the hype. Again, I talked about it on my channel, and most importantly, I got a bottle of it because this one did what it needed to do, and this was a certified hit. In the warm summer nights, blowing in the wind, oh, it got a trail. This one turned heads for sure. So again, Novitus Perfumes, Ambrosia Imperial. You had to be on the list. This is the next fragrance, y'all. This one was a classic case of a sample getting upgraded to a full size because it did what it needed to do. The sample shut it down, so you know the full bottle was. And this is from Vham Perfumery, and this is a Mango Skin. I'm already excited at the thought of bringing this one back out since summer will be here before we know it. But y'all, this is candied mangoes is what it is. And ooh, it works. Absolutely a vacation scent. Vacation scent, heading out, fun, flirty. It was definitely that type of scent, and that's also the energy you got too while wearing it out and about. This was also a favorite of the head elf too, so that's always bonus points. But Mango Skin, it literally made your skin smell like mangoes, and who's mad at that in July? So it worked out. So Vham Perfumeries Mango Skin, yes, you were a fun, good time on those warmer days. Now this next fragrance is funny. On the 2022 list, its predecessor made the list. However, its extrait version came out for 2023, and it just stole the show for the year, so that's why it's on this list. And this is from BDK Parfums, y'all, and this is Accessoire, the extrait version. Yes, y'all should have known this was gonna be on the list because I've been talking about this ever since they announced it. Y'all remember once they announced it, I ordered a sample of it and everything. This was so rich and decadent. This was actually my Christmas scent for 2023. So yay, scent memory. But y'all, this right here, certified compliment magnet. That's the thing about that Accessoire DNA. And the fact they took the original DNA, which already was a compliment magnet, then they made it thicker and richer and sweeter. You already know it shut it down last year. So yes, it did. So for 2023, BDK's Accessoire, the extrait, yes, certified compliment magnet, particularly in cooler weather because again, this is thicker than the original, and I kind of like to reserve the original one more so for the hotter days, but for the cooler days, it's all about this one. And that again is BDK's Accessoire, the extrait version. All right, y'all, we're in the last 5. Let's go. This next one, I'm still shocked that people could actually smell this one on me because once you see what the bottle is, it looks very transparent and you think it's very transparent, but people can smell it. And this is BYO Mojave Ghost. Yes, you all know I told you about the story. I went back and forth about whether to get this in or not. Total win, so happy I got it. This one is very light. It's supposed to be more of like amber, desert-y type of scent, your skin but better type of scent. Definitely in that signature scent category, but for some reason, this one leaves a trail and people are like, oh, you smell so amazing, and you might even forgot you even had it on. It's one of those type of scents where it technically does a disappearing act, but this is one where you want to be low-key but still noticed. This was definitely for those type of days. I mean, look at the packaging. It kind of goes along with the aesthetic. So, BYO Mojave Ghost, I get the hype, and I've even done a review on it, of course, which I've done a review on a lot of these fragrances I've talked about, but this one is very polarizing in the community. But this is one, if it works for you like it works for me, oh, it is a stunner for compliments for sure. And that again is BYO Mojave Ghost. This one is like a certified classic, y'all. This next one, this is from MFK. No, it is not Baccarat, even though it could have made the list too. But no, we're gonna talk about Cold Weather Edition. Ain't nothing like Oud Sad Mood. Oud Sad Mood EDP version. This is rose and oud done in a very refined way. Woo. This was a staple for dressing up to me. This is one of those scents like I gotta be going somewhere to wear this scent. I wore it to like an award ceremony. I know I wore it to a wedding too, and I wore it to another event, but each time I wore it, I was dressed up. There was like a flow-length gown involved. Each time I wore it, it's just that type of scent. It just commands that type of elegance and type of dress code. It just does. And each time it leaves a trail. Yes. We're gonna call you the high fashion, the upscale, most complimented fragrance in this list, but absolutely MFK's Oud Sad Mood shut it down when it needed to. Next up, the it girl of 2023, whether you love her or hate her, had to be on this list, and this is from Amash, and this is Guidance. For me, Guidance was a compliment magnet, and even though this scent is very strong, for some reason I was wearing this a whole lot in the summertime. I'm still trying to figure out what I was doing with it, particularly since it gets really, really hot here in Tennessee in the summer. But y'all, every time I wore this scent to somewhere, and I wore this for a lot of different events because we had a lot of things going on last summer, everybody would ask me, what do you have on? Can you send me a picture of it? I had to tell so many people it's Amash Guidance. Most people like, I have never heard of their brand. Like, can you send me a link? I'm like, sure, here you go. No problem. This one garnered that much attention. So she deserves all the hype, the notoriety. She deserves all of it. She does, because she did get the people going. I gotta admit that. You know, y'all remember, I wasn't on board with Guidance at first. It took me sampling it. It took me having a sample to play in and wear. It took some months for me to come around to Guidance. And then I finally got a bottle of it. So it's definitely a challenging scent, but once it clicks, boy does it click. So again, that is Amash Guidance Certified Compliment Magnet. All right, last two. Now this next one, I told y'all in this dedicated review I did not too long ago, this scent found me. I did not find it, and I'm so glad it found me. This is from Andrea Max, and this is Pavilion. Yes, it's an extrait de parfum. Rose and oud, but with vanilla and honey. I think there's some praline in this. It's a gourmand rose and oud. Whew. Yes. And the longevity, the scent trail. Yes. Yes. I can't say yes enough. This was one, the sample got upgraded so fast. It just did, because I was like, oh, let's just see what happens. Sprayed it, because it came in like a sample kit one night. I'm like, okay, let's just see what this is. Never heard of the brand, nothing. Y'all, sprayed it. I was like, wow. That's a stunner right there. That's a star. And I'm happy to say that it translated as a star on my skin and to those around me. So absolutely, I had to put Andrea Max Pavilion on the list. Still reaching for her, and I've had her for several months. So she's that good. Once it cools down again, because right now, of course, it's spring, we're heading to summer. So it's going to be put away. But once we start getting to like September and all that, Pavilion's coming back out. But she did what she needs to do last year for sure. And that again is Andrea Max Pavilion. And lastly, I had to put this one on the list because once I got it, I couldn't put it down. And I talked about this in so much in the fall going into the winter. Y'all should know by now. It's from the House of Guerlain, y'all. And this is Guerlain's Tobacco Honey to end out the list. This right here. Whew. Wow. It was the honey, I'm convinced. This scent was such a hit of a scent during the cold weather, during the holidays. Another one where I got calls and text messages asking, okay, now what is this? Where is it? How can I get it? Now, which trip did you pick this up on? Now, where did you go to go get it? It was one of those. So this was one, it wasn't just, oh, that's nice. No, it's like, no, I need the information on this scent. It was one of those. So that's when somebody does all that, you know, they're genuinely interested in the scent. Not just, oh, you nice. Oh, you smell good. And Tobacco Honey definitely shut it down for the cold weather months. It did last year. It really did. This was one I told you, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be sad to put you up once spring really gets here and summer, because it's just way too powerful for the warm weather months. It's just too much. But whew, once that temperature drops down again, I'm pulling her back out. But last, I had to round things out with Guerlain's Tobacco Honey. So all right, everyone, that wraps up my list of the 15 fragrances that were my most complimented for last year, which was 2023. Yes, I finally got this list together because I have gotten some questions about what are my most complimented fragrances in my DMs and whatnot messages. So I'm like, okay, you know what? That means I need to do the video. So here is the video. Now you know which ones those were, and they all are still bringing me joy to this day. So yes, happy when that happens. Of course, some of them the people like more than I do, but hey, that's how it works. Hey, fragrances like that. So let me know what your most complimented fragrances are, and definitely drop them in the comments below. And yeah, I will read them and respond when I can. But last, until the next video, I will see y'all next time. Bye y'all.